Hi, this is Caitlin Meeks, co-founder and CEO of Tivoli. Um, let's go over some basics of how to use the platform. For starters, go to the download button on our website at tivolicloud.com. Be aware that Tivoli requires a powerful computer, an i7 processor or AMD equivalent, and an NVIDIA 1060 or higher GPU. AMD GPUs are not officially supported. They kind of work, but they're a little weird. We really suggest you go with a higher end system. So I've already got it installed, and I'll go to the launcher. Tivoli's launcher will prompt you to log in the first time, and then afterwards it'll remember your login details. And then I'm just going to hit Launch Tivoli Client. So the launcher is just going to hang out in the background. It's a small application that is connected to Tivoli. And you're going to appear on Starter Island. Notice that things are loading in progressively around us. That's because Tivoli uses a progressive loading system. It doesn't just load one static world like a shoebox diorama and drop you in it. Instead, things come in as they appear. Tivoli is a living, breathing, persistent world where things can be added and removed and manipulated and changed. And all of these changes persist. They're written into the server and come right back as they change on the fly. So there is the upside of having a vast, diverse world that can change on the fly. Also, though, you will see things come in and sometimes go out based on what's happening in the world around you. So it's just a little difference. Like if I go over here, you'll see it realizes, hey, I need to load up this campfire. I'm holding down WASD to move my avatar around. I'm in third-person camera mode. If I push 1, I enter first person. 2, I go into mirror mode. And 3, back into third. And I can scroll with my scroll wheel to zoom in and out. First thing you'll want to do when you start Tivoli is unmute yourself. We mute you by default so you don't come in and accidentally have embarrassing conversations. And if this little bar here isn't moving, it means you don't have your audio device selected. So hit the audio button on your toolbar down here and go down to choose your input device. I'm going with computer's default microphone, which actually is the same as the Arctis. I can leave that be. There's also push to talk if you want it, noise reduction, echo. You can control the volume of voices, background noises, and the interface. If you hold down right mouse button, you can rotate your camera up and down and left and right. And if you push W to walk and do that, you can steer. You can also use the arrow keys, up, down, left, right. If you push space, you'll jump. If you jump and then push space a second time, you can fly. And if you hold down the C key, you can descend. If you get close enough to the ground, you'll drop. Drop to the ground like that. So those are the basics. Let's touch briefly on the settings panel. This magenta button, click that. It's got all of our graphics settings. Tivoli uses a high-end deferred rendering pipeline, which means it's doing a lot of dynamic lighting work and stuff like that on the fly. If you're using a lower-end computer or performance and visuals aren't important, you can put on medium mode, which will turn off the shadows, or low. If you're on a really terrible computer, you can put it on potato mode, which cuts the resolution in half. Generally, we recommend high display-based refresh rate. I keep anti-aliasing off, and I crank up the maximum texture memory. And we have a name tag system. I'm going to turn mine own on, which is normally off by default. And you can see here I have my name, some emojis after it, and some special tags. To set those, go down to the name tag button, and here's where you put the text. You can set a pronoun if you want, or just leave it blank. You can upload an image for your face there. And you can use emojis and really like crazy characters. Tivoli caches all of the files that it downloads locally on your computer, which means after it pulls the files off of the servers, it's there to reuse from your local drive the next time. I recommend setting this to a higher value. I'm going to set mine to 10 because I work here, but the default is 2. A lot of people like 4 gigabytes. And if things ever get really weird, you can come in here to the cache and hit clear cache. If you keep getting crashes or something like that, try clearing the cache. And we also have things like field of view and clipping if you need to change the clip distance. But generally, this is enough to get you started. We also have the Explore button, which will show you all of the worlds that are running. These worlds can be running on Amazon servers, like ScrollNut Cafe or Starter Island here. Or they can be running on your own computers at home, like Tivoli Town. This is actually running from our house. Some of these machines, like Ultra Pi and Matters Place, these are actually running on Raspberry Pis out of these folks' house. So you can run your servers anywhere. If you're running servers that Tivoli owns and operates, you have to abide by our code of conduct. But if you're running on a server, say running on a Raspberry Pi out of someone's house, that person has their own decisions over what is acceptable on their worlds. So there's no one breathing down your neck telling you what you can or can't do with your servers. And if you see users in world, they'll appear here in the online users list, and you can just click their names to teleport to them. Okay, I'll come back and talk about the Things application in our next video. Thanks for watching.